Hello and welcome. Namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India. I'm Gautam Roy. And this is Express News, where we get you the day's top 100 developments in under 30 minutes. Let's get started. India formally joined the Pax-America coalition, marking a significant milestone in the strengthening of strategic technology and supply chain cooperation between India and the United States. The Pax-America declaration was signed in the presence of Ashwini Vaishnav, Union Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, and Jacob Helberg, U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Economic Affairs. The declaration underlines the importance of a reliable supply chain indispensable to mutual economic security and recognized AI as a transformative force for long-term prosperity. The initiative seeks to reduce over-concentration in global supply chains, prevent economic coercion, and ensure that emerging technologies are developed and governed by open democratic societies. Addressing the gathering, Minister of Electronics and Information Technology Ashwini Vaishnav said that India is not just holding a summit, but is building the future. He further emphasized that new foundations and new opportunities are being created for the younger generation. Google CEO Sundar Pichai emphasized that the world is on the cusp of an era of hyper-progress and new discoveries through AI. He also highlighted the need for collective efforts to make AI benefits accessible to everyone and everywhere. U.S. Under-Secretary of State for Economic Growth, Energy and the Environment Jacob Helberg hailed India joining Pax-America declaration and described it as a roadmap for a shared future. Echoing his sentiment, U.S. Ambassador to India Sergio Gore described India's entry into Pax-America as both strategic and essential. He added that it is designed to secure the entire silicon stack from the mines where we extract critical minerals. At the India AI Impact Summit 2026, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reminded everyone that artificial intelligence cannot be contained by borders. He urged that with science at the heart of AI governance, let us not compete to dominate the future, let us come together to build it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Friday as well in New Delhi. Prime Minister Modi also held a bilateral meeting with Hereditary Prince Alois of Liechtenstein in New Delhi on Friday, with discussions focused on strengthening bilateral ties, innovation, emerging technologies and mutual cooperation. The PM also held a meeting with Slovak President Peter Pellegrini. The leaders discussed strengthening ties in innovation, modern technology, industry, economic cooperation and responsible AI development. Further, Prime Minister Modi also had bilateral talks with Sri Lankan President Anura Kumar Dissanayake. The leaders discussed or focused on deepening India-Sri Lanka ties in technology, trade, regional security and responsible AI collaboration. PM Modi also met with Prime Minister of Mauritius Dr. Naveen Chandraram Gulam in New Delhi. The meeting was held on the sidelines of the ongoing AI Impact Summit. And earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi held a roundtable with CEOs of AI and deep tech startups at Seva Tirth. These startups are tackling population-scale challenges across key sectors. A group of CEOs and delegates participating in the India AI Summit 2026 met Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan as well in New Delhi. The VP said that India's hosting of the AI Summit is a significant initiative envisioned by Prime Minister Modi. At the launch of the Export Promotion Mission in New Delhi, Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal spoke about the success of India AI Impact Summit and how it will open new opportunities for youth through rising investments. President Draupadi Murmu has extended her warm wishes to the people of Arunachal Pradesh and Mizoram on their statehood day. In a post, she wrote that these states continue to inspire with their remarkable contributions and commitment to national development. In a post on social media, Prime Minister Modi also extended his greetings to the people of both the states. The PM hailed the strong community spirit and gracious people of Mizoram who embody values of kindness and compassion. The PM also lauded Arunachal Pradesh as a shining example of harmony between tradition and nature. India officially assumed chairpersonship of the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium from Thailand on Friday for the period 2025-2027, marking a significant milestone for the Indian Navy and India's strategic role in the Indian Ocean region. In business, Indian equity indices ended on a strong note with Nifty above 25,550 on Friday. The Nifty was up 116.90 points at 25,571.25. At close, the broader BSE Sensex was up 316.57 points at 82,814.71. And there you have, on the sidelines of the India AI Impact Summit, another meeting taking place between Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Sam Altman has been around for a couple of days now in India to attend the AI Impact Summit. And well, Sam Altman has been talking about how he feels that the world needs to be on one page where AI is concerned, and that sharing with others is something that AI would really benefit from. That's the kind of opinion that he has in terms of ensuring that the maximum benefit is derived from AI, and sharing those thoughts perhaps with the Prime Minister as well there on the sidelines of the India AI Impact Summit. He's spoken strongly in favor of democratization of AI to ensure that humanity flourishes. And he's also said that centralization of AI in one company or country could lead to ruin. A lot of top AI companies and their CEOs have been part of the India AI Impact Summit, which has been on official inauguration, of course, took place on Thursday, but it has been on since Monday. The expo was inaugurated there by Prime Minister Modi on Monday. And the iconic image of this summit has been the bringing together of CEOs like Sam Altman of AI companies and getting them to be part of this frontier agreement where they have all committed to use AI for inclusion of everyone, for the benefit of everyone, for its democratization, and using it to better the world, not just to make it bigger, faster. And let's now carry on further with Express News. We were getting you business news. Indian rupee has now ended at 90.98 per dollar on Friday. Gold futures maturing on the 2nd of April was priced at 156,380 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for the 5th of March maturity stood at 249,666 rupees per kg on the MCX. Brent crude oil futures is priced at $71.29 per barrel on Friday. South Korea's household credit reached a record high in the fourth quarter of 2025, driven by strong demand for mortgage loans and stock investments using borrowed funds. The European Central Bank has fined JP Morgan $14.4 million in largest fine to date for misreporting risks. Los Angeles officials are suing online game Roblox, accusing the platform of exposing children to sexual content and online predators. The lawsuit said Roblox's moderation and age verification systems are inadequate. According to reports, NVIDIA is set to invest $30 billion in OpenAI, scaling back a plan to pump $100 billion into the ChatGPT maker. US President Donald Trump has given a fresh ultimatum to Iran, asking Tehran to make a meaningful deal in negotiations with Washington in the next 10 days, or else bad things will happen. The statement came amid the military build-up in the West Asian region and days after the US and Iran held a second round of Omani-mediated talks in Geneva. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has issued his own warning to Iran, saying if Iran attacks Israel, it will receive a response it cannot even imagine. In a letter to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Tehran has said it would not start any war but will respond decisively and proportionately in its exercise of the right to self-defense. Denmark's Maritime Authority detained an Iran-flagged container vessel anchored in the Nordic country's waters on the grounds that it was not properly registered. Donald Trump has convened members of his newly formed Board of Peace, gathering world leaders in Washington to advance his plan for stabilizing Gaza. Trump announced that the US would contribute $10 billion to the Board of Peace. He also said that other Board of Peace members had donated roughly $7 billion in total. Indonesia and the United States signed a landmark reciprocal trade agreement on Thursday in Washington, D.C. The US will maintain a 19% tariff on most Indonesian exports, reduced from an initial 32%. Indonesia's senior economic minister said that the deal takes effect 90 days after both sides complete the related legal procedures, and both the countries will form a Council of Trade and Investment after the tariff deal is formally done. Sweden has announced $1.4 billion in military aid for Ukraine, focused primarily on air defense capabilities and in accordance with the needs communicated by Ukraine. An independent United Nations probe has determined mass killing of non-Arab communities were carried out when the Rapid Support Forces paramilitary group captured the Sudanese city of Al-Fashir. It said the killings bear hallmarks pointing to genocide. At a UN Security Council meeting on Thursday, humanitarian officials said the situation for women and girls has deteriorated sharply since fighting erupted nearly 3 years ago. Britain's monarchy is facing unprecedented turmoil as former Prince Andrew was arrested on Thursday but released later in the evening on suspicion of misconduct in public office linked to sharing confidential trade documents with late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Argentina's lower house of Congress early on Friday approved a contentious labor reform bill backed by President Javier Milei, even after unions opposing the changes staged a nationwide strike which brought parts of the country to a halt. Argentina's largest labor federation, CGT, launched a 24-hour nationwide stoppage involving transport workers, public sector staff and bank employees. NATO continues its steadfast Dar 26 maneuver as around 350 soldiers from 5 countries practice terrain conquests at the Bergen military training area. They were also supported from the air by artillery. NASA released the 300-page independent investigation report on Thursday into Boeing's 2024 Starliner crew flight test, retroactively designated it as a Type A mishap. The report apportioned blame to Boeing's engineering and design flaws and NASA's oversight. Administrator Jared Isaacman condemned leadership failures, stating Starliner is unsafe for crew. In a policy speech in Parliament, Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi Sanae on Friday pledged to break with excessive fiscal austerity and boost long-term investment through a multi-year budget framework. Colombian President Gustavo Petro on Thursday left the minimum wage unchanged for 2.4 million workers after the Council of State provisionally suspended a decree that set a 23% increase for 2026. We're taking a quick break at the moment. In Express News, keep watching DD India for more. Welcome back. We're watching Express News on DD India. Let's carry on. Now, Storm Pedro, with winds gusting to exceeding 100 kilometers per hour, battered Biscarrosse plage in southwestern France, sealing off beaches and shutting restaurants. The Doordarshan River overflowed in southwestern France following a new storm, high tidal coefficients and 35 consecutive days of rain, though no major damage has been reported so far. Snow continued to fall across Frankfurt as residents walked through snow-covered streets with flakes blanketing roads and rooftops. Authorities advised caution as wintry conditions disrupted daily life in parts of the city. A heavy snowstorm hit Moscow, prompting snow clearance operations at major airports. Around 19 flights had to be cancelled. Residents also cleared snow-covered streets in Moscow. Meteorologists at the Moscow State University said January recorded the city's heaviest snowfall in more than 200 years. Residents in Nicoclí on Colombia's Caribbean coast cut off after floods destroyed a bridge, used a pulley system to transport food and water across the damaged area. Mount Canlaon on the Negros Island in the central Philippines region experienced a moderately explosive eruption on Thursday. The Wind and Met Department has predicted thunderstorms accompanied by lightning at isolated places over Kerala and Mahe for the next 2 to 3 days. Madhya Pradesh witnessed a mix of unseasonal weather patterns over the past 24 hours, influenced by a persistent western disturbance over North Rajasthan and adjoining Punjab-Haryana regions. Maximum temperatures in the northwest and central regions of India are set to rise by 3 to 4 degrees Celsius over the next 3 days. NASA conducted the second fueling test of the Artemis II space launch system rocket on Thursday at Cape Canaveral, Florida, after earlier hydrogen leaks. The test is crucial ahead of the planned 6th of March mission to send 4 astronauts around the moon for the first time in over 50 years. Amid a deepening energy crisis, private firms in Cuba are moving to import fuel after the government agreed to end its monopoly on the sector. Facing prolonged blackouts and fuel shortages, Cubans are increasingly adopting solar power to run businesses and household appliances as diesel alternatives become costly and scarce. Las Vegas recorded a 7.5% drop in visitors in 2025, its steepest decline outside the pandemic, with falling airport traffic, hotel prices and flights as lower-income travelers cut back amid economic pressures. Thousands gathered at Mecca's Grand Mosque to mark the first day of Ramzan, filling courtyards and prayer halls before breaking their fast and offering special evening prayers. Pakistanis thronged food stalls in Karachi on Thursday ahead of the first Ramzan iftar, with long queues forming for traditional snacks before the sunset call to prayer. Millions across Bangladesh observed the first day of Ramzan, with about 4,000 worshippers gathered at Baitul Mukarram National Mosque in Dhaka to break their fast. Former Germany midfielder Mesut Ozil visited Rohingya camps in southeastern Bangladesh, playing football and sharing the first Ramzan iftar with refugees. Britain's King Charles attended the opening of London Fashion Week, greeting crowds before receiving applause at designer Tolu Coker's show. Lion and dragon dancers performed at the illuminated Great Wall in Badaling during the Year of the Horse celebrations, entertaining visitors with vibrant displays. A 6-month-old Japanese macaque abandoned by its mother was seen clinging to and dragging a stuffed toy inside its enclosure at a zoo near Tokyo. A 30-minute Kuttavanchi boat ride along the Periyar River has emerged as a key attraction at the Ecotourism Centre in Kerala, offering visitors a blend of tradition, nature and nostalgia. The Tirumala Tirupati Temple introduced a QR code-based footwear tracking system, improving deposit and retrieval services for pilgrims visiting the temple. Bastar Pandun 2026 showcased vibrant tribal art, craft and cultural traditions, offering visitors a glimpse into rural life. Mexico City held its first earthquake drill of the year after 3 recent seismic alerts. Now, this was the first metropolitan drill covering Mexico City and the neighboring state of Mexico, with 8.2 million people participating. Spanish authorities said Antoni Gaudí had designed a building in a remote forest area in Catalonia, ending speculation on who was behind the project built in the earlier 20th century. It was determined that Gaudí designed the house, built between 1901 and 1908 in the town of La Pobla de Lillet. Rome's iconic sculptures, Bernini's elephant and obelisk near Pantheon, has suffered new damage, with a tusk broken off, echoing a similar incident in 2016. In entertainment, Hollywood actor Eric Dane, known for his roles in Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria, has passed away at the age of 53 and was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or Lou Gehrig's disease, which is a neurodegenerative disease, in 2025. Singer Bad Bunny won 6 awards at the 38th Premio Lo Nuestro in Miami, including Artist of the Year, Song of the Year and Album of the Year. Karen Leon took home 5 awards at the 38th Premio Lo Nuestro, including Crossover Collaboration of the Year for his song Lost in Translation. The Jennifer Hudson Show announced its 5th season in 2026-27. The show features celebrity interviews, topical stories, community heroes and music. The trailer from the Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man, has been unveiled. The movie is set to release on the 6th of March. The official trailer of Toy Story 5 is released, showing Woody, Buzz and Jessie uniting to save Bonnie from a high-tech tablet threatening the toys' place in her life. Indian movie Shatak, marking the 100-year journey of RSS, has been released on Friday. The film is narrated by actor Ajay Devgan. Bollywood actor Ritesh Deshmukh has unveiled the poster for his upcoming movie Raja Shivaji. The movie is based on the life of Maratha Emperor Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The trailer for the film Toxic, starring Indian actor Yash in the lead, has been released, with the film set for worldwide theatrical release by the 19th of next month. Bollywood movie O Romeo, directed by Prasar Bharati and starring Shahid Kapoor, has crossed about 71.25 crore Indian rupees in worldwide box office earnings in its first week of release. In sports, the group stage matches of the ICC T20 World Cup have concluded today, with Australia and Oman facing each other in the final game. Both the teams have failed to qualify for the Super 8. And the Super 8 stage itself begins Saturday. In the first Super 8 match, Pakistan will take on New Zealand at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. Afghanistan has defeated Canada by 82 runs in Thursday's match, starting off from the tournament with a victory. Ibrahim Zadran smashed an unbeaten 95 of 56 balls for Afghanistan, while Mohammad Nabi picked up 4 wickets. Zimbabwe continued their impressive run at the T20 World Cup, beating Sri Lanka by 6 wickets in Colombo on Thursday. Harmanpreet Kaur becomes the most capped player in women's international cricket. Head coach Amol Majumdar congratulated her, calling her a very special player for the team. Manchester United has booked a place in the quarter-finals of the Women's Champions League with a 2-0 win over Atletico Madrid. Yannick Sinner crashed out of the Qatar Open quarter-finals after losing 7-6, 2-6, 6-3 to Jakub Mensik of the Czech Republic. Carlos Alcaraz will face Andrei Rublev in the Qatar Open semi-final on Friday. Alcaraz defeated Karen Khachanov in the quarter-final. And Amanda Anisimova advances to the semi-finals of the Dubai Championships and will take on Jessica Pegula in the last four. And that brings us to a close of this edition of Express News. For all the latest, keep watching DD India.